Hey guys, we're the Bru Crew, and we are going to recap UCLA's 45-17 win over Bowling Green. And we're going to do a preview of UCLA's Week 2 game with Alabama State. This isn't going to be too long. UCLA had a terrible start. You saw it, I saw it. I'm going to attribute that terrible start to the empty stadium at the Rose Bowl. I think it was pathetic that a group of kids that worked so hard had so little support at that game. And I'm sorry, saying that, well, it's really hot, it's 100-something degrees, so people didn't feel it. Those boys had
terrible excuse. The boys had to deal with it. You should too.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. If I didn't live in New Jersey, I'd be there.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's got to stop. People got to start going to games, right? So whatever we could do to help that, that's why we're starting a podcast. We want people to pay attention to the UCLA football team.
They want attention.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. They're a good football team, and they're the most beautiful uniforms in all of sports.
Without a doubt, yeah.
And they play at the most iconic field. It's an awesome school. So anyway, UCLA, they were disappointed that the stadium was empty. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
They started off terrible, muffed punt, blocked punt, They were losing to Bowling Green in the first quarter. That had a recipe for disaster, but they really buckled down, moved the ball on the ground, in the air. The defense completely clamped down and shut them out. They got pressure on the quarterback. They were in the faces of the receivers and the quarterback. They played good. Okay. I really have not much to say. I'm going to give them a pass this week. I think the heat and having nobody at the field are two really important factors for that game.
I'm speechless about it.
Yeah. The attendance online says 27,000 people.
It was not 27,000.
No, that's the ticket.
I would be surprised if there were 5,000 people at that stadium.
I'd be surprised if there was 2.
No.
It was terrible.
That's low for the Rose Bowl.
It was terrible. So anyway, I'd give UCLA a B- for the game as a grade. First quarter, an F. The rest of the game, I thought it was an A. But I think it balances all out on average. I think they played about a B-. I think this week, the thing I'm looking forward to is seeing if they can pull it together and not turn over the ball.
Secure the ball better.
Yeah.
Like, no offense, Mafi, if you're watching this.
He did good.
But
he did it right.
But you picked up the ball, and ran for a first down off of a fumbled ball. Like, they gotta secure the ball better. That can't happen.
Yeah.
Unless that was meant to happen, no, can't happen.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, he got that ball moved really well. He looks really good this year. I want to see quarterback our line protecting the quarterback a little bit better. I want to see the line improve, no turnovers, and I want to see the special teams play cleaner football. So that's it about Bowling Green. Let's move on to this week. This week, I want to see them play hard, move the ball down the field, run it down their throats. Don't turn the ball over. And I just want to see the defense do what they're supposed to do. They shouldn't be giving up points. So, with that being said, a few games that I wanted to talk about. week 1 games that I thought were really interesting.
Florida, Utah
was a real heartbreaker because, we're Pac-10 fans.
12.
I still call it the Pac-10.
He grew up in the 90s.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
80s and 90s.
He was born in 88. He doesn't remember anything from the 80s.
Ohio State and Notre Dame. Two good football teams. Two really good football teams. I wouldn't be surprised if both of them wind up in the playoff. It could happen. That's my dog making noise.
You won't hear that in our other videos. And next year when we be doing our videos, we'll have our own room to do this. We'll probably be in the basement when it's all done.
Fair enough.
You won't hear this, trust me.
Georgia completely embarrassed Oregon. That game, they got absolutely destroyed. And that's a type of loss that can completely destroy your season. It could create a bad mental attitude. I'm going to be really keeping an eye on Oregon.
And it also pushed them back in the rankings,
yeah,
too.
Yeah. People are not taking them seriously now. We're going to find out if Georgia is really that good, which I believe they are. I believe that they're the real deal. So we're going to find out, is Oregon just that bad, or is Georgia that good? Because I tell you,
they're beating Oregon this year.
Georgia looks amazing. You better circle that game against Alabama.
And Texas. Just an alert, it is now Saturday. Anyway, Arkansas and Cincinnati. Arkansas
played
beat Cincinnati, who should be in the top 10. I would switch them with Oregon if I were doing the polls. But anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, week 2, I think one of the more intriguing matchups because of they're such big name schools is Alabama and Texas. I think Texas is going to play really hard. They're going to play really hard, and
another thing, Texas has the home field advantage too.
I think Texas is going to play really hard, but I do think Alabama is going to pull away late and win by two or three scores. I hope I'm wrong, but Alabama is just that good. They don't make mistakes.
Now, real quick, let's rewind back to week 1. Central Michigan, Oklahoma State here. Now, Oklahoma State still won, but there's just one thing I want to talk about with this. Central Michigan, how do you do this? You're down like 58-15. At the end of the game, the final score is 58-44. How do you put up that many points against the 12th ranked team? Oklahoma State, what I have to say to you, improve on your defense. How do you be the number 12 team in the country and be up 58?
They weren't up 58-14. They were up
or something
30,
like that.
37-15. Then they were up 44-15.
Excuse me. 44-15.
No, you were right. They were up 51-15.
And then
they gave up.
You're 12th ranked in the country, and you let Central Michigan come back and score 44 points.
Well, you know what? I'll give them a break. Central Michigan beat them 2 years ago.
Yeah, true.
All right, Central Michigan, they're going to play with a confidence that's a little abnormal. They're a tough group of guys. So that's pretty much it.
Anyway, let's get back to week 2 now.
I think Oklahoma State's going to have an interesting game against Arizona State. I think Arizona State.
One of their biggest losses, though, is their quarterback.
On paper,
LSU.
On paper, Arizona State doesn't look that good because they lost a lot of people.
A lot of people got suspended.
They got hammered with violations. Daniels went to LSU.
Exactly what I just said.
So I'm curious to see OSU and Arizona State. I think that could be a dangerous game for Oklahoma State. Lastly, I thought Florida State and LSU was an unbelievable game.
Diving interception at the end. And I'm telling you, you got a quarterback.
No, it wasn't a diving interception. It was a block kick, block field goal.
No. That's all Dominican.
No, Mike, you didn't watch the game. Florida State blocked a field goal.
I'm talking about Florida.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Florida State and LSU. Florida State blocked a field goal.
LSU should have won, but they couldn't. He couldn't kick it fast enough, and they didn't block good enough on that kick. If they blocked better, if he just held his block for a millisecond longer, LSU would have tied it up and bring it to overtime.
Yeah, so, and I think DJ Ucla played a lot better. I think he's starting to make throws that he wasn't making last year, and it was really good to see them put up 41 points. They really couldn't put up points last year. Clemson has a backup quarterback, man, that is good. Clemson could be a team to watch out for again. So
Clemson's good.
Yeah.
Like a down year for them was last year. 10-3 is a down year for them.
And they still had a really
that's how good they are.
And they had an amazing defense. So anyway, I thought Clemson was really good. We're gonna wrap up the show, and we will see you tomorrow night after the UCLA game and after the games Saturday. We'll do a little recap, and we'll do like a post-game analysis of the UCLA-Alabama State game. But real quick, what we're going to do is we are going to
recommend games.
We are going to rank our top 4. And our top 4, number 1, Alabama. Number 2, Georgia. Number 3, Ohio State. Number 4, Clemson.
Here's mine. 1, Alabama. 2, Ohio State. 3, Georgia. Not too many people are going to believe this. I say Clemson's 5 and Notre Dame is 4.
So you think
Notre Dame is going to slide their way into the playoff by a little bit.
No. I'm saying what is your top 4 for just this week?
Notre Dame is 4.
You would put Notre Dame 4?
Yeah, because they played a tougher team.
I know. You know what?
Clemson had to play.
I will say
play again?
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech. See, it's like.
So you think you have Georgia Tech 4 and you have Clemson 5 and you have Notre Dame 4, even though they lost.
I say they slip into the playoffs.
So you really think that they're the 4th best team in the country?
Yes, I think they'll slip into the playoffs right a little bit.
All right, well, that's not bad. I mean, he's 8 years old. It's not bad reasoning. So, we'll see you tomorrow night, guys.
Not
Be
tomorrow
safe.
night.
God bless.
In a couple hours.
Tomorrow night. See ya.